There are many dinosaurs that could be considered the most bizarre. Dinosaurs like Theropod with its absurdly long arms, or Ankylosaurus with its armor made out of giant spiked barrels. But no dinosaur is more perplexing than this strange beast, a creature so alien that scientists needed to completely re-examine our understanding of these ancient animals. And at the end of the day, they still don't know what to make of it. This is Chilesaurus, the platypus of dinosaurs. Hello, and this is Dinosaur. Today we will be discussing the very definition of a dinosaur. Hi there. If you were to travel back in time to the late Jurassic period, specifically about 145 million years ago, you would find yourself in a prehistoric world unlike any other. Towering conifers would dominate the landscape while herds of long-necked sauropods munch on the scant foliage high up in the trees. The skies would ring with the calls of strange flying reptiles and meat-eating dinosaurs that looked like crocodiles would prowl the riverbanks for unsuspecting prey. But amidst this menagerie of Mesozoic marvels, there existed a creature that was truly one of a kind, literally. This was Chilesaurus, a tiny dinosaur that looked like a bizarre hybrid of various iconic species. Standing just under 3 feet tall and measuring roughly 16 feet long, Chilesaurus was a small herbivorous dinosaur closely related to ornithischians like the horned dinosaurs or the beaked herbivores known as Neoceratopsians. These dinosaurs lived throughout much of the northern hemisphere, but Chile's ore was unique to South America. However, upon closer inspection, scientists realized that this little dinosaur wasn't just a typical member of its group. It seemed to display traits commonly associated with other distant groups of dinosaurs. In fact, its skull bore a strong resemblance to the skulls of early bird-like dinosaurs known as theropods, which included both vicious carnivores like Utah raptor and velociraptor and early birds themselves. This couldn't be right, or could it? Scientists were baffled by the perplexing mosaic of features exhibited by Chilesaurus. How could this dinosaur be related to such a wide range of other dinosaurs? To make matters even stranger, fossils of Chilesaurus have been found alongside those of other dinosaurs that seem to exhibit similar jumbled combinations of traits. All of these puzzling pieces of the prehistoric puzzle indicated that something unusual was afoot, something that turned conventional ideas about evolution on their head. At first glance, it might seem like evolution is a pretty straightforward process. Over millions of years, populations of organisms change over time, adapting to their environment through gradual changes in their genetic makeup. As beneficial traits increase an organism's chances of survival and reproduction, they become more common within a species, eventually leading to the formation of new species altogether. However, the story of life on Earth is not always a tale of gradual change. Sometimes evolution throws us a curveball, presenting us with organisms that seem to defy our understanding of how species evolve. And that's exactly what's happening with the bizarre beasts of southern South America. Instead of evolving gradually over time, the fossil record indicates that these dinosaurs arose suddenly and seemingly fully formed, which is extremely unlikely given the millions of years it typically takes for a new species to evolve. This unexpected appearance is what scientists refer to as an example of rapid evolution, a sudden burst of evolutionary activity resulting in the rapid diversification of a group of organisms. But why would evolution take such a drastic turn, giving rise to creatures that seem to combine traits from different dinosaur groups? The answer lies in the tumultuous history of the supercontinent Gondwana. During the late Jurassic period, Gondwana was on the move, splitting apart to form the modern continents of South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, and the Indian subcontinent. As Gondwana broke apart, each fragment took its own unique set of plants and animals with it, setting the stage for a dramatic evolutionary experiment. Picture this. A group of small ornithischian dinosaurs lived on the western coast of the supercontinent, peacefully grazing on the lush vegetation. Suddenly, due to the forces of continental drift, they found themselves isolated from the rest of their population, cut off from their ancestral lands by a vast ocean. With no new genes flowing into their population and no contact with their relatives, these dinosaurs evolved in their own direction, branching off from the rest of their lineage and becoming a distinct species, Chilesaurus. But wait, there's more. Other dinosaur populations that had been separated by the breaking apart of the supercontinent also began to evolve rapidly, giving rise to bizarre creatures that combined traits from different dinosaur groups. For example, the ancestors of Ankylosaurus likely originated from a group of small, agile dinosaurs known as thyreophorines, which means that Ankylosaurus itself should have resembled a more traditional herbivorous dinosaur. But thanks to continental drift and subsequent isolation, this wasn't the case. The ancestral population of Ankylosaurus found itself in a drastically different environment, forcing them to evolve rapidly in order to survive. Their descendants grew bulky bodies and protective armor, turning them into living tanks that were perfectly adapted to their new environment. What's fascinating is that scientists believe that a similar evolutionary fate befell many other dinosaur species, giving rise to the incredible diversity of life that we see in the fossil record. This period of rapid evolution and diversification is a testament to the power of natural selection and the incredible adaptability of life on Earth. But it's not just the environment that shapes the evolution of a species. The behavior and lifestyle of organisms can also play a significant role. For instance, some scientists hypothesize that the evolution of pack hunting in wolves was driven by competition for food resources. As wolves began working together to take down larger prey, natural selection favored individuals with traits that enhanced their ability to cooperate, leading to the evolution of wolves as we know them today. Similarly, the behavior and social interactions of honeybees have shaped their evolution. As bees evolved, new species emerged, each with their own unique adaptations for collecting pollen and nectar, contributing to the incredible diversity of bee species worldwide. Understanding how behavior influences evolution can help us better understand the natural world around us and appreciate the intricate ways in which organisms interact with each other and their environment. So, when we look at the strange and fascinating creatures that inhabit our planet, we can marvel at the complex interplay of factors that have shaped their evolution and brought them to where they are today. So now you're probably thinking, if these weird dinosaurs evolved so quickly, then what does that mean for the definition of a dinosaur? Well, here's the thing. The scientific definition of a dinosaur is actually quite fluid. Since the discovery of new species like Chilesaurus, paleontologists have had to constantly reevaluate and refine the characteristics used to define these ancient creatures. Initially, scientists defined dinosaurs based on a group of shared characteristics. They are tetrapods, meaning they have 4 limbs. They have a hip socket that faces directly downward, and they have a particular arrangement of bones in their feet. However, as they learned more about the characteristics of dinosaurs, they realized that some of these traits were not present in all dinosaurs. For instance, not all dinosaurs had the same type of hip socket or foot structure. This led to a revision of the definition of a dinosaur, expanding it to include a wider range of species. Currently, the definition of a dinosaur is based on a group called the Saurischia and Ornithischia, which includes both the plant-eating and meat-eating dinosaurs. However, with the discovery of Chilesaurus, scientists realized that this definition was too broad and didn't accurately reflect the evolutionary relationships among dinosaurs. To address this issue, scientists have proposed a new definition of a dinosaur that excludes animals like Chilesaurus and focuses on the group that includes all species that are more closely related to birds than to crocodiles. This revised definition may seem counterintuitive, but it actually makes sense when you think about it. By excluding animals like Chilesaurus, the definition of a dinosaur becomes more precise and accurately reflects the evolutionary history of these amazing creatures. Of course, as new discoveries are made, the definition of a dinosaur may need to be revised again. That's the nature of scientific discovery. But for now, this new definition is a step towards a better understanding of the evolutionary relationships among dinosaurs and our place in their story. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and check out our other videos. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up.